Ooh, that sounded official.
Hey.
Hey.
Guess what, everyone? It's all Welcome everyone. This is Ironman Mike and I'm with Shellrae. And today we are beginning our series on mental health. Yes, we actually teamed up and we are starting an amazing show with mental health. So thanks for all of you that are currently here, and we appreciate you all being here. This is going to be a podcast and we're going to put this up online and you're going to be able to see it later on. So we appreciate you guys being here. I'm looking at two separate cameras. So is Shellrae.
Yep.
And man, hey, Shellrae, welcome. This is it.
Yes, this is it. This is what we've been talking about. This is, this is health matters, because you know what? Health matters. And we talk about the matters of health. So there you have it right there.
Absolutely. Hey, we got a few topics that we're going to go over tonight, and I'm excited that you're here. We've been on this Clapper app for over a year and a half, 2 years. I've been here since October 2020 or November. And Shellrae, how long you been here?
I have been here since about the same time, October 2020. So I think it was like the 9th of October. So I had my year anniversary a long time ago. And yeah, been here every single day since then, just plugging away. And there we have it. This is my home. I'm an ambassador for Clapper. And yeah, been here just kicking it.
So one of the things that we've noticed on this app is there's a few things going on. There's something called cyberbullying. There's mental health issues, breakdowns. There's emotional intelligence going on. There is a slew of things going on here. And we thought we would start some talks here to help get our heads wrapped around the issues and some challenges and what's going on. I want to start by reading something to you. Stopbullying.gov. What is cyberbullying? I'm going to tell you. Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets. Cyberbullying can occur through SMS, text messages, apps, or online and social media, forums, or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. Cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. It can include sharing personal or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment, humiliation. Cyberbullying crosses the line into unlawful or criminal behavior.
Yes, it does.
So we'd like to know, what are your thoughts on that? I'd like you to join in and chime in on some questions, because we're going to get these answered for you towards the end of this. Full disclosure, the Ironman Mike show, Mike Urueta, the Ironman Mike, Shellrae, and all her entities, our disclaimer is we are not professional psychologists and we are not professional doctors.
That's right.
However, we're going to tell you what our credentials are. Our credentials are, I am a board certified CHST, Construction Health Safety Technician, through the Board of Certified Safety Professionals. It took me 5 years to earn those credentials after my name. So if you notice the sign behind me, we will talk about some of these professional things that lead up to bullying. And active shooter awareness, hostile event response training is one of my professional credentialed topic that I'll be talking about, and it segues into, you can go to the FBI website to research, because I've done it, where social media bullying and all this stems from into active threats. And Shellrae, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone about your credentials?
Well, I was an Army nurse as well as a medical assistant. I've worked for every kind of doctor that you can think of. And I am a certified weight loss management counselor. So those are mine. And there's probably a few more things in there too. And also, you're an Ironman and I'm a marathoner. So those are pretty good titles too. That's right. Those are
Yes.
pretty good titles too. And you got JP Case down here, who's almost a professional counselor. Yes, I'm certified.
I'd also like to point out that I am a world or national, excuse me, I almost said world. Erase. I am a national 2000 or 1998 champion in jiu-jitsu. There it is. My name's right there on there. So there you go. Got to show my clapper. And in
That's funny. My husband was the Missouri kickboxing champion around the same time. He was the Missouri State
1989.
kickboxing champion. Yep.
Well,
That's right.
I guess I beat him because I took first place. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I didn't do
He
kickboxing.
did jiu-jitsu, but I don't know. You'll have to talk to him about that whenever
Yeah.
you talk. I've got some big trophies too, but we won't. I'm sure he's got a medal wall and I have a medal
I got a medal
wall.
wall. I'll show you another day.
Yeah, we'll save that for another day. But yeah, I'd like to add in too, when I looked up cyberbullying, it just simply stated the use of electronic communication to bully a person, typically by sending message of an intimidating nature. And when we look further into just what is a bully, it's a person who seeks to harm or intimidate a person whom they perceive as vulnerable. And I want to put out a phone number here too, besides 911, which always is helpful, especially if you're feeling any sort of way. It's a helpful number, but you can also call if you have been cyberbullied, bullied, or feeling like suicidal in any way. You can call 1-800-273-8255, and that's a national hotline, because suicide is the third leading cause of death amongst 15 to 24-year-olds. I'm not sure what it is around our age, so I'm sure it's still up there. It can make you feel unimportant, unloved, very low indeed.
There are a lot of mental health services out there, and we'll do some research throughout the coming months. We're going to be doing our show every Thursday nights, Pacific Standard Time. I'm in the West Coast in California at 6:30 p.m. And we'd love to have you join us. We're going to try and arrange our topics from anything from PTSD to mental health to depression and array of other, well, we're both sports people. We're going to talk about fitness. We're talking about nutrition. And we both have credentials. We've both done lots of races. And we're going to try and share as much information with you as possible to help make things a little easier for you on this app and on social media, and for your, we're going to give out suggestions and recommendations for you.
That's right. That's right. Being a health coach is very important to me, especially I have, quite the experience in phytogenics, and that is, basically using plants for food. So getting your food from plant sources does so many things for you. And so we'll talk about that on another day, how plants can make your life so much better and how nutrition is very important for health. But today we're going to just talk about this bullying, because, I feel like bullying old Mike here. He was late tonight. So then again, he was late. So now I know I can't ever count on him, because he's always going to be late. And I'm just going to tell all my friends on here, don't ever go live with Mike because he's late, and that's rude. I don't really think it's that rude, but that's rude. You can, and then I'll inflame it a little bit. I'll just make it more flowery because I want to be popular. See, I want to be so popular that I'm going to bring him down a notch. I've done some Ironman races too, and they're not that hard. I don't even believe he is an Ironman. I think he bought that trophy. I think he bought it and put his name on it. I didn't even really see his name. Where's the proof he's an Ironman? I don't even believe it. I think he's lying. I think he's lying to get attention. And this is how it goes. This is how it goes. This is how it begins in the back. People start making fun in these groups, and groups on Clapper especially can be inflammatory. I don't know what you feel about that, Mike, but they can be very inflammatory, and a space like a petri dish to grow all sorts of disdain for people who are actually good people.
So let me piggyback on that. Those of you understand we're just role playing here.
Mhm.
But to piggyback on what Shellrae is saying, is it's a petri dish. Absolutely. What happens is you get into a live radio or a room of some sort, and you get one person, and then someone will bash on that person, and then it'll snowball. Then people will gang up on that person, and that's when retaliation happens. That's when feelings get hurt. That's when emotions get in the way. An actual plug for a book. Those of you that like books and like to read, I'm going to shameless plug here. Emotional Intelligence. Author is Daniel Goldman, if I believe. I have to double check that. This book is called Emotional Intelligence, and it shares the tribute. It tells you and teaches you how to deal with your emotions versus intelligence. Logically, how would you respond to something like that? If you think for a moment how that would respond. I've read that book twice now, and I gave it to my daughter. She's currently attempting to read it, so I got to get her on her about that. But Emotional Intelligence is an amazing book. I always recommend resources for those who might need a little extra help. Sometimes just being quiet and listening to somebody vent and just get something off their chest also helps. Sometimes you can just sit there and not say a word, and that helps too. So that's just a shameless plug for a book. But just to finish segueing off what Shellrae said, people will gang up, and that's how rumors happen too, because then people will leave that room and tell other people, and somebody might come in the middle of it and not get all the details.
That's right.
When you don't have all the details and facts, you're hearing it third party, hearsay. And then you're in another room and somebody comes in and says, hey, so-and-so is bashing on Ironman Mike. Well, I'm going to go in there and yell at Shellrae. She shouldn't be doing that. Well, sure enough, you guys come yell at her, and she's, oh, well, wait a minute. We were just role playing. Next thing you know, there's this huge controversy that's going on.
That's right. Well, and also too, whenever that happens to you, whenever a rumor has been started, say per se, that Ironman Mike isn't really an Ironman, that brings you down. I mean, we're just, just for an example, not a big example, because I mean, obviously a lot of these are emotional tolls, and these rumors are much deeper than a simple, he's not a real Ironman type deal. You feel the need to prove yourself then. To prove yourself, you get, first it's anger that attacks you. First you feel it. People are saying, oh, I'm not an Ironman, or I'm not a marathoner. She's never run a marathon. Okay. And then I feel the need to say, yes, I am. And here is this, and here is that, and here is that, which makes me look mean, angry, defiant, and not at all as a welcoming, attractive, friendly person. I've been approached like that. One of the worst things, and I'm sure, I don't think it's ever happened to you being a man, I don't know. One of the worst things that you can be asked is, or said about, is, I don't believe you're a veteran. I don't believe you served in the military. And they make you pull out all your documents. Here they are. And I've done it. I have done it. And it's sad. Hey, Trump dad. I mean, JP is right. I went through pure heck with this app. My whole personal was put out. Lies were told. Rolling through that was quite difficult. And I know that there are people in the audience that have had difficult times with people threatening to harm other people, even if as a joke. That is a serious matter and can be taken as a serious offense, not only lawfully, but more importantly, legally. because the laws have not caught up with the technology, but lawyers, on the other hand, have. And personal lawsuits can be huge when it comes to this kind of thing. Personal defamation, character, especially as a social media presence, it can get dirty. I mean, it really can. Yes, never put down the veterans, ever.
Exactly.
No matter if they
Exactly.
served a day or years, it does not matter.
2 veterans right here. So I want to segue off of what Shellrae is saying. Back to, what's going on. We were doing a little bit of role playing a few minutes ago.
Mhm.
So I want to share something with you guys. Third-party information. I'm going to try and help anyone who does come across this. I want to make this a teaching opportunity for everyone out there of what you can do. This show isn't just information on 2 people up here talking. I want you to have a takeaway when you leave at the end of the night, something I can help plant a seed, a positive seed.
That's right.
That will help you learn from this live tonight. And those of you that are just joining us, we are recording and we're going to be putting this up on the podcast. You'll be able to revert back to it later date. And we also have 2 quick announcements before I tell you about lessons learned here. We have a sponsor and they're going to start April 1st. So our next show, we will announce our first sponsor. And this person is a lovely person and they have amazing products and we're going to want you to help support them. They're going to be our first sponsor. And we do have our first sponsor who's going to help with that matter. If you also want to be a sponsor, DM me and then we'll be able to also sponsor your business and we'll talk to you about details. And then one other quick plug is we have the EH&S Planning, Environmental Health and Safety, who is our corporate team sponsor. And that's our shell, just to let you know, not Shellrae, but our shell, like an umbrella. There you go.
Yep.
Okay, let's get into lessons learned. So if you get into a situation and someone approaches you or you hear third party what's going on, I would like you to stop and think about it. Back to the book I shared with you about emotional intelligence. This book will teach you how to react to something. If you emotionally reply and respond, you're going to reply like a young adult, like a child. According to psychologists and doctors, it's all online. The human brain isn't fully developed until your later early 20s for women and later adults for men. It's proven. You can Google this, fact check this. So I'd like you to use emotional versus intelligence. So which one do I want you to use? It's intelligence. So I want you to logically think about something versus using emotions. So here's the training tool for tonight, everyone. Fact finding. The 5 or 6 whys. Why? What? Where? When? Who? And how? That's called root cause analysis. That's what I do for a living. That's my profession. And if you can figure out them 6 W's and a H, I'm telling you, it'll help you with less stress in your life. If somebody doesn't have all the facts, then hear it directly from the person. And, bottom line, if it doesn't involve you, why get in the middle of it? That's a whole nother segment. That'll be another show.
Here on apps like Clapper, I don't think so much maybe TikTok or Instagram, I'm not sure, but on apps here like Clapper that are social media that are of a different caliber, to where they are actually very socially interactive, to where people are making friendships and forming relationships. it to me at times becomes a popularity show. You are not going to gain followers or respect by spreading rumors and hurting others and forming cliques. These are not productive. They do nothing but hurt you and put you in a constant battle. And some people love the battle. And if that's in them, that's in them. But in the end, someone always gets hurt. And that, like I said, then you get into the thing where you have to prove what you are or what you said. And you're spending all this time and emotional energy away from your regular life and choosing life in order to combat things online from people that you do not know and who are not going to help you. It's better if you just sit back and wait. I couldn't really do that. There was things that had to be done. Reporting helps, might make you feel better. But in the end, when a whole bunch of people are coming at you with a whole bunch of different rumors, that can be pretty harmful, and people get depressed. And I'd hate to say that it's possible that some people that we've known may have even lost or taken their own lives, and we don't even realize it, because hurtful things do just that. You can't always take back a word. You can apologize later. And I've been written letters of apology from people who engaged in this behavior. When it came to me, they wrote letters, they cried, they apologized. And, I have no issue with these folks. It's childish behavior. And like you said, it's, emotional intelligence. It needs to be used. Are you going to be emotional, or are you going to be intelligent? To be intelligent is to work on yourself, to work on the motivation you want to put out in your videos and in your, I hate to say brand, because I don't like that, because I don't feel like people are a brand. I feel like you're yourself and you have something to represent. If you have a company or a charity, that's different. But when you are promoting yourself on a platform like this and telling your life and explaining things, it's very personal when someone attacks you, and it can hurt very badly. So take in mind that be intelligent. Don't go for the emotional side and go back on the attack or spread rumors yourself about the other person. Stay in your lane, stick to your role, and work with what you know and do what you do. Don't stop the show. That's my advice.
That's great. Shellrae, that was great advice. Hey, those of you that are just joining us, I'd like to remind you that we are going to be doing this show every Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, West Coast. And we are going to have special guests. We'd like to, this is our motto: everyone has a story. Are you willing to listen to them?
That's right.
And depression is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we would like to also recognize and share, I just placed in the comments the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Those of you that are feeling troubled, and reach out to someone. Don't be alone. Reach out to one of us, and we're here for you and to talk to you. And calling the National Suicide Prevention Line is the United States-based suicide prevention network for over 160 crisis centers that provide 24/7 service via a toll-free hotline number, 1-800-273-8255. It is available to anyone in suicidal crisis or emotional distress. We're here to help you, to help Clapper, and to provide something that will be an outlet for someone out there. If we can help save one person, and to talk to people and share our story, get it out there, it's all worth it. It's all worth it to me, and I know it's worth it to Shellrae.
Yes, it is. And depression is real, just like you said. Depression is something that has struck me. It has paralyzed me. It had literally paralyzed me to where you're unable to move, unable to breathe, unable to do, unable to function. Sometimes depression can be so heavy that you feel you have no choice and you don't want to go on. Now, I've not reached that level, but I have been paralyzed by depression. I have family members that have been depressed. They don't even know they're depressed. And it can come on rapidly. I mean, like, boom, in a blink of an eye, you all of a sudden aren't yourself. And that's when you need to seek some sort of help from a friend, a family member, even somebody here on Clapper or Facebook. There's lots of groups to reach out to on Facebook and things like that that will help with depression. And, you know, just watching some, even going on YouTube and looking up how to help depression, you can get some wonderful things. But basically, get some sun on your skin, wear a bright color, get your butt out of bed, and whatever's bothering you. One good thing I learned in counseling from at the VA, and I went through every counseling thing and every group thing you can ever think of. So I have a lot of tools in my little tool chest. Worrying does not worry about you. So if you are worried, stop yourself and worry. It takes 5 minutes and just worry, and you'll find out that you can't do it. But you can't do it. Worrying only comes up whenever you're trying to function. So just know that worry is not worrying about you. So move on. Move on.
I'd like to piggyback on that. Those of you that are going to talk to someone, make sure it's someone you trust.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be manipulated. Don't have someone talk you into something that you're not comfortable with. Find someone that you trust, whether it's a family member, it's a friend, could be a stranger. Well, you got to trust someone. You want to feel comfortable, protected, and comfortable of sharing private, intimate things. And I think that goes a long ways. Ensuring that you have a trusted source advisor that can help you is amazing. I'm going to share a private, personal story with you about me.
Go for it.
All right. So I'd like to recognize and thank everyone who has come here tonight. We do appreciate you joining us.
Yes, yes.
This show is going to be every Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Shellrae and I will be coming on here, weather permitted. No pun intended. That was kind of a joke. And thank you so much for the love and support. We are going to be here as long as we can, and we're going to be here for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to share this message every Thursday, once a week. And my private story is this, and I haven't shared this a lot with a lot of you. Don't know this about me, but I have gone through a really, really bad custody battle. And when I say battle, it was a battle.
Mm-hmm.
It was to the point that it was horrible. I'm not going to get into the details, but it was really, really bad. And it got to the point where I got really depressed. At one point, I felt suicidal, but then I got over that. I was still depressed. And I went through a couple of years of counseling. And you want to know what I benefited the most from? I benefited from having a different type of counselor after talking to a counselor. It was like a life coach. And I shared this with Shellrae yesterday or the day before. But man, this person changed my life and my outlook, because there's two different types of counseling. Those of you that have never done it, I would recommend it. And what it did for me, this is my personal opinion on what helped shape my life. They were able to help me with, basically they just sat there and I talked, but they kind of helped me solidify my thoughts and my decision making on what I was going to do. They'd sit there and say, well, what do you think And how did that work out for you? And I would tell them, well, it sounds, did it work out for you? Does it sound like it's a good decision? And so forth. At the end of the day, I went from 0 custody of my kids to now today I have 50-50 joint custody. And let me tell you the end of the story, which is the most amazing part. I learned to humble myself and to recognize that, okay, even though the other party, I knew in my back of my mind, wasn't 100% perfect, and they were partial at fault of the bickering and stuff, I went up to this person, my daughter's mother, and I apologized to her. I told her that I'm so sorry that I've been not able to communicate properly and that I've been arguing with you for the last 4 or 5 years. And the day I humbled myself and told her that, guess what happened, everyone? Guess. You would not believe what happened. As of today, about 5 years later, because my daughter's now 16, it's been at least, okay, I'm not going to do the math, but at least the last 5 or 6 years now have been amazing. We celebrate our daughter's birthdays together. We celebrate Christmas together, Thanksgiving. I'm talking about we go to each other's houses and we cook side by side.
That's amazing.
Every Christmas we wake up and we go to each other's house by 8 a.m. before all the kids are up, and we take turns going to different houses. And we open gifts together. We celebrate birthdays, holidays, and it's amazing that we go over to their house for football games during football season. They come over to our house and we just back and forth. The kids are back and forth. The kids are so well adjusted now, and they just communicate better. They see that the parents can get along, and it just created so much love in our family that was just turmoil. I mean, we were going at each other, not physically, not like domestic violence, but man, we just did not like each other. Now we enjoy each other. We actually have great conversations now. And it's all because that one day, because I asked her about a year later, I said, hey, why is it that we get along now? And she told me, she confided with me, pulled me aside one day and says, you know what, had it not been for you to come up to me and apologize, and that's all it took is 2 words, I'm sorry.
Yes, apologies go a very, very long way. And I too have been through custody battles, not only with my own child, but with my husband's children and the ugliness that goes along with all of that stuff. But apologies go a long way. The person in this life that hurt me the very most, that caused a lot of my stress and ongoing post-traumatic stress disorder and things of that nature, he apologized to me and changed his life. And because of that reason, I would be able to sit down right next to him and have no malice, because I honestly feel that his apology was sincere. And that's the whole thing. You can't just fake it and say, I'm sorry, and then go back to the same behavior. It has to be sincere. So not only can you be bullied, not in cyberly, but in regular life, you can be the bully. And I have to say that I have been both. I have been the snotty cheerleader that looked down on folks. I mean, I have. And I have been the one that has been put in the dirt. And either way, you think that it's fun when you're making fun of someone, but it's not, because in the end, we're all human and we need to be treated with kindness.
It sure is. It's amazing. And it's important. Hey, I just want to remind everyone, it's the top of the hour. We're halfway through our show, and this is going to be a recurring show every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Those of you that are just coming in, thanks for joining us. We are going to be, Shellrae and I will be talking to you about various topics. I put the hashtag in there a little bit ago. Our hashtag, Health Matters, is our new hashtag. And we'd like you to share that on our videos. And we appreciate you. So just a real quick sponsor announcement. EHNSplanning.com is one of our parent sponsors. And starting April 1st, we have a new sponsor that's going to be joining us. And we're going to have a big announcement for our new sponsor. And I can't wait to share this with you. Like I said, we're at half of the hour. Our show is going to be from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and possibly over, depending on how the show is going. But we appreciate every one of you being here today. And if there's any suggestions that you'd like to suggest, you can put it in the comments, but realistically, DMing them to us would be best. And we could, and then leave your contact information so we can reach out to you. And those of you that would like to be a future guest, if you have a story, we would love to hear it.
Exactly. That would take some working out to do. I wish we had where we could do 3 folks instead of just the 2, but we can make it work by switching out guests and, you know, dropping down. Well, if we're recording this way, it won't work. We'd figure it out. We'll find a way. We'll do some side interviews, some extra days. We'll work it through. Maybe by video and then posting that. There will be ways that we will get the message out and let everybody have a chance to tell their story. I also am an ambassador for Mission 22, which is saving the lives of veterans and current serving from suicide, the 22 a day that take their life from depression, bullying. I mean, it's the last thing anyone needs after you've been to war or after you served is to come back and be accosted. So be mindful and loving to our veterans, because you don't know the battle that they've gone through, or unless you know, you even if you've been a part of the service, different branches or different fields, you've been through different things. Like, I'm sure when he went through his stuff and when I went through mine is a load different than today's basic trainings, because let me tell you, you felt the bullying. That's where you feel the in your face bullying. A little scary, more than a little scary. I don't know. Marine Corps, probably a little scary. So
just a little bit.
Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. But seriously, Mike, thank you for your service to our country. I appreciate that. I appreciate all our veterans. And I also appreciate anybody who appreciates veterans. I think it's just fabulous.
Well, I appreciate you as well. And thank you for being a veteran as well.
Yeah, I'm proud to do it. It was my honor and a pleasure. And, you know, next week, I think as a little mini hint, I think we're going to hear from Mr. Shell.
We have a surprise guest.
Yeah.
We have our first guest is going to be a veteran. I know we're going to kind of segue it for later, but hey, the cat's out of the bag. Unless you didn't hear it, we're not going to repeat it. We'll share it at the end of the show to keep you all here in suspense. So stay tuned so you can hear who our secret veteran is, who's going to come up and talk about some amazing topics. And wow, I'm excited. I got to speak with our guest speaker before our show. And man, this veteran is amazing and has a story to share. So make sure you guys come back next week and tune in. The show's not over. We're only halfway through. But I just want you to know next week is going to be an amazing show. You're not going to want to miss it. We are also going to start doing a giveaway.
That's right.
Those of you that stay to the end, we might have a special something for you.
You never know.
I know what it is because we have a special new sponsor who's going to start, which I kind of hinted earlier. So if you're in here, don't say anything, don't give it away. But I saw our sponsor make a message earlier, so don't say anything, keep it a secret. But yes, we're going to have some special giveaways from our sponsor, and I'm excited to get those to you. So stay tuned.
Yes. And there's going to be giveaways like a lot of the time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to launch a huge giveaway, and I'm going to let that be known now. I'm going to keep repeating that throughout the show, because this just came to mind for me, and I want our audience to be engaged And this is not going to be something that's given away tomorrow, but let's say probably May 1st. What do you think? Like, I don't even know what day that falls on, but we'll say May 1st because that just sounds like a good day. Right? Right. I challenge and make this spread too, because I'm going to do a video and maybe Mike will do a video about it as well. Anyone who shares the hashtag health matters in their videos, no matter what the content of their video, hopefully it's about health, mental health, or loving on another, but if it's not, it's fine. Share the hashtag health matters, and hopefully you'll discuss what matters to you in health, whether it be mental health, physical health, anything. And it can be emotional health, a story of your own. Hashtag health matters. It could be your exercise challenge, dietary, don't care. Put it in your video. I will search up that hashtag just before May 1st. And the creator who has the most videos that have that hashtag, and this could be a tie, I don't know. If so, we'll have to do a drawing. But the creator who has the most videos with the hashtag health matters,
I'm going to win.
is going to win. This is a very expensive prize too, and expensive to ship. Is going to win probably, I think it's a 1 month or 2 month. It might be a 2-month supply of Juice Plus. And that's going to be the vegetable and the berry blend. So 2 bags of Juice Plus. Typically, I think it's $75 per bag, maybe more because I think the price went up. And this is the gummies. So everybody can enjoy them. Kids can enjoy them. And I am going to be giving that away. And so health matters in your videos. Show up to these lives. That would be the best thing to do. We might even give away some more with some questions about things we've talked about. So yeah, health matters is the hashtag. Spread that around everywhere you go, because whoever has the most videos with health matters as the hashtag is going to win the prize.
And we have somebody that asked if you can put it, the hashtag on political videos. Shellrae said any video, ideally, if it was mental health, that would be ideal, but that's fine. Whoever has the most with that hashtag is going to win. And we're going to have some pretty decent prices for you guys.
Oh, yeah. And Juice Plus is just the beginning, because that's a lot. That's an expensive gift, and it's a gift of health.
Yeah, not just from our sponsor, but we're also going to have some additional gifts as well. And so, yeah, we're excited. And we also are going to be launching a, I don't want to say nonprofit because it's legally not a nonprofit yet, but it potentially might go that direction. Those of you that have been in my lives and radios before know that I have 2 groups that I help. I have a group on Nextdoor called Helping the Homeless, and I have 200, and it's called Nextdoor, about 287 members who help financially support to get hotel rooms so homeless can take showers. They donate clothing, tenting, camping gear, shoes, boots, cell phones. We've gotten people off the street, and we've also helped, like I said, put a little cash in their pocket for spare change, food, money, and a lot of other things of that nature, clothing. And in addition, the second group that I've been helping, it's on Facebook, and it's called Extreme Sport 22. So if you go to Facebook and type in Extreme Sport 22, I started this in 2015. And what I do as a amateur athlete, and I do have an Instagram. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's I don't know if it's still on there, but I can type it in there if you want to follow my Instagram. But what I do is I do extreme sports. I actually do Ironman races, Spartan races, and marathons and so forth. What I found for me, it's my sanctuary. It's my jam.
Yes.
What it does is when you work out, it releases endorphins. When your endorphins release, it calms me down.
Yes.
I'm telling about what it does for me. It gives me a sense of pride. I start feeling good about myself. I start looking better in the mirror. I'm losing some weight. I'm getting fit, and my depression starts subsiding. My weight management and nutrition starts. I want to naturally start eating better. But the reason why I started this is because those that are in a position of, because if you look to see, a lot of veterans commit suicide
Mhm.
every day, every year.
Yes, every day.
And Extreme Sport 22, the 22 hashtag was started many years ago, about every 22, I think days, or I think 22 veterans a day
There's
commit
22
suicide.
veterans a day,
A day commit
every
suicide.
day.
So I started Extreme Sport 22 because what it does is I help other veterans that want to join me. They become part of a team. They become accountable. They start feeling a sense of pride of being belong and being part of a group that's accepting them for a common goal. We all work out, we start training, we hold each other accountable, and then we go do an event and we have an amazing time.
That's
And
right.
it's that camaraderie, the brother and sisterhood. And that's my jam. That's my groove. That's what I like to do. That's my wheelhouse. To
Yes.
make that clear, can I make it a little bit more clear? That is my jam. And when I help other people financially to help pay for their tickets for registration, some people need help with hotels, transportation, and so forth. That's why I started this group, to help raise money, not from my pocket, but to help raise money so others can join me who can't afford to go do it. Yeah, they can go
Mhm.
start training on their own, but if I can help a veteran get to an event and do an event with us, hotel, lodging, food, transportation, that's huge. That's
Yeah, he's
my
gonna pay for
jam.
my trip to Hawaii to do a race then, huh?
We're gonna do. I'm gonna do another Hawaii Spartan race, and we can set it up for next year. But if those of you that want, because the other one just passed, the Hawaii one just passed, but
Never done a
those
Spartan.
we can plan for it for next year when Spartan goes back to Hawaii, or I can find out the date. I don't know when it is.
So explain what a Spartan race is, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
So this shirt looks like a Spartan. Spartanrace.com. If you go to their website, it's an obstacle course race. They have different distances. They have a sprint, a super, a beast, and then you get into the ultra and then the ultra beast. Those are just longer distance with a lot of obstacles. Then you have the trails with zero obstacles, just running through the
Okay.
trails. Yeah, so there's different types of races for different folks.
Put the no in obstacles, no obstacles, no, because you know what the obstacle is for me? Getting to the end. Getting to the end. But you're right. That's like my church. You know, when I get angry about something, when I get frustrated about something, when I can't figure out something, besides going to the Lord, I go to the trail. I go to the trail in the ice. I go to the trail in the wind. I go to the trail in the rain, because moving your body really does move your soul. And the
Body in
endorphins,
motion
yeah,
stays in motion.
that is so true. Do you know that during this time for my surgeries and all these things that have happened to me after my car accident, just, you know, that was end of January. So like we're talking beginning of February, I was completely concussed, contused, messed up. And I just had surgery a few days ago. So I haven't been able to be out and be active. And I feel that. And my knees feel like an old person's knees. And I know that they need surgery as well. And
Yeah.
my hips feel worse. I have metal in them, but they feel worse. You begin to feel down. And then when you feel down from not taking care of your body, and I can't even eat appropriately right now because I'm on clear liquid diet. So anybody who's complaining about being on a diet program or trying to eat better, think about Shell here, who's on clear liquid diet. We're talking Jello, broth, and the like, and water, and no food, babies, no food for about a month. So I should be looking like thin and hopefully with some exercise trim. But that being said, the energy needed to push through longer runs may have to wait until my iron levels can increase. You have to be mindful. Anytime you want to take on some sort of sport, be ready. But you know what the hardest part of a sport is? And Mike will tell you, it's upstairs. It is all mental, but it's the mental that will leave you the minute that you commit to something that is not of yourself. Because putting your body through something, that's hard work. And your mind will play tricks on how far you can go and how you're breathing in that. But you know what it won't do? It won't. It's really kind of hard to cry and run at the same time. I've done it. But it's really hard to cry and run at the same time because your body produces so much. And I'm not saying everybody has to be a runner like us. Enjoy swimming, enjoy biking, enjoy walking, enjoy being outdoors. Look at something else besides your computer screen. Look at something else besides the hate that people can put on you, because what they're saying isn't true. And even if it's a little true, come on. Do you know them in real life? Most likely not. So you can say bye-bye. It's real simple.
There you go.
Click of a button, right? Click of a button.
So piggybacking on what Shellrae said, you know, there is 5 elements to sports, and I'm going to share those with you right now.
All right, guys.
Those of you that have been taking notes from earlier, the who, what, where, when, how, why, and then now we're going to talk about, you know, if you're depressed, what can you do? I just shouted out, body in motion stays in motion. Let me tell you those 5 elements. Those 5 elements are the following. Work on your cardio. Work on your strength. Work on your endurance. And while you're working on those 3 items, you got to put good, healthy nutrients into your body, a well-balanced meal. And when I'm doing an Ironman race, if I have all those figured out and I am, you know, going through the race, your mind starts playing games with you.
Oh, yes.
Did you know that you can talk yourself out of quitting anything at any time, at any given moment, for any reason whatsoever, because you let yourself quit, because your mind tells you, I got a little owie here or there? You see those people that go through those long Ironman races? Well, I'm one of them. I'm telling you, if you can overcome mind over matter, because your 5th element is mental health. If you can get through all 5 of those items, you can complete anything you started, anything you finish, with determination, dedication, resilience, and the understanding of your heart that you can do it. And if you work on your cardio, your strength, your endurance, your nutrition, do you know that it takes me an entire year to train for 1 day, 1 activity, to get through an Ironman race? Sometimes, I remember my last one, it took me 1.5 years to train for 1 day. You want to know why Olympic athletes train for 4 years for that 1 30-second event? That's what they do. With an Ironman, same thing. We train all year for this 1 race, this 1 day. You have to be on your game, a game, the whole time. I'm talking about, you know what to eat a month out.
That's right.
2 weeks out.
That's right.
The week out. I'm talking about how much water, how much nutrition, food, all the way down to what I'm going to eat for breakfast that morning of my race. I knew what supplements I'm going to take during race. Do you know that I have, this is my Ironman race watch right here. On here, I can set it to my swimming event, then my cycling event, and then my running event. And guess what I'm doing every 50 minutes? I'm putting the right amount of nutrition in my body that I know that's going to sustain me from getting any cramps.
That's right.
And if I get a cramp, I've passed guys that look amazing, their physique, and I'm like, I'm beating them. I beat that guy in an Ironman race. He clearly looks like he can kill me in a race and kill me. They're big guys.
And a cramp will get you. And that is my life. For those of you who don't know, I have stiff person syndrome, which is a very rare neurological condition, which consists of muscle cramping and spasming so hard that it breaks bone. Running literally has saved me, wearing out my muscles before they can kill me, quite literally kill me. And just for the audience, can you explain to them exactly the makeup of an Ironman race? Because we can say Ironman race all day, but people may just think that's the name of the race. For me, a marathon is 26.2 miles. They can be uphill miles, they can be straight miles. It's all the same. 26.2 miles is a marathon. And so I'll have you explain to them exactly how many miles and exactly what is consisted of an Ironman race so they can have a better appreciation of what you do.
Absolutely. So an Ironman race, there's different, first of all, anybody ever heard of, I'm a triathlete. If you've ever heard of a triathlon triathlon has many different distances. They have a simple basic triathlon called a sprint. They actually have races before that too. They're shorter distances. And what a triathlon is, it's a three elements. There's swimming involved, there's biking involved, and then there's cycling involved. An Ironman race, a full Ironman, the distance is you get in the water and you swim 2.4 miles. Swimming 2.4 miles, and then you get out of the water. If that wasn't enough for you, you run into a tent, you change out of your swim gear, and you put on your cycling gear. You run over out of the tent over to the bike rack where your bike's at, and you get on your bicycle, you walk it over to the area where you can jump on it and start riding, and then you ride your bicycle 112 miles.
That just blows my mind. Boof. 112 miles of biking.
After
This girl
swimming,
don't even, like 3 miles coasting is what I do on my bike.
yeah. After swimming 2.4 miles, then you get out 112. Well, if that wasn't enough, after you get done with that, you go you got to park your bike back in that slot. You get dinged for it, penalized if you don't. Then you very quickly run back into the tent, take off your cycling gear, and you put on your running shoes. And then back to back to back, the third event, then you run a full marathon, 26.2 miles. And you got to do it under 17 hours. If you don't do it under 17 hours, they pull you off the track. Can you imagine? You're like 30 seconds away. You're disqualified if that clock strikes 17 hours. If you're at 16:58, 59, and you don't cross that finish line, you're DQ immediately. And I've seen that happen to people, and that's heartbreaking. So
now, if you DQ and you then cross the finish line, and of course your time doesn't qualify for being registered into the race, do you still get that finisher medal? Holy smokes, I would be so angry, because you spend all the money, and I know it goes to charity, and you raise all the money for charity, and people don't realize how much this costs. Now, I don't know how much it costs for an Ironman. Why don't you give them a hint?
So my last Ironman registration fees were $890 for registration for a race.
Yep. And did you have to raise charity on top of that?
I had a sponsor, but I still had to pay for my lodging and my travel, but they paid for, I had a sponsor, so that was nice. They paid for part of it. I still had to pay a portion of it, but yeah, it gets expensive.
Yeah, for a marathon, the marathons I've been invited to, Boston and New York City. For Boston, it's a few hundred, like $300 or something to file your plea to get in. You have to provide what time, you have to give them a rundown of all your races that you've done and prove yourself. Then you have to pay, and this is after you paid the money. You're not guaranteed a spot. They give you your spot after you've paid the 300 and something odd dollars. It might be more than that now. Then you have to raise, as a disabled person, I'm not even sure, as a full body person, $5,000 for the charity. And it's pretty similar for New York City Marathon. I think it's about 3,000 for that one. So I don't know how many thousands of people run that race, but it's a lot. We're talking like 16, 20,000 people,
Right.
each raising $3,000 to $5,000 before they can even put foot on that road. I've always said, you know what? I'm just going to show up that day. I don't need a bib. I don't need a timer. I'll just run along with everybody else. What are they going to do? And be like, woo, did it. But you don't get the medal. The medal is a driving force.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but the medal and the shirt are a driving force not to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I've done the Honolulu Marathon twice. I've done the Marine Corps Marathon twice. And I've done, those are the big ones I've done. And then I've done the Yosemite one. I've done the half marathon. That one's a beautiful race in the
Yeah, I've done a lot of half
National Forest.
marathons and several marathons, but for somebody like me who's 4'11" with 7 titanium plates and 4 screws in their body, actually now I have more titanium. Yeah, with a severe illness, going through and doing those is enough. And I do tons of 5Ks. Like 5K season is on the way. It'll be every single weekend nonstop, the whole spring, and then the entire fall through the winter. And I'll throw a couple half marathons in there if I'm able, and I fully intend to be able. And when this brain says go, this brain says go. I've literally been on the surgery table and told not to do anything for several months and gotten out immediately and ran, because my heart has always been with the running. Because like you said, body in motion stays in motion. And when you're not in motion, you begin to feel not yourself.
Yep.
And, you know, we talk about mental health and bullying and things like that. Bullying not only comes from online, and not only it can come from your personal life in your own family. Also being disregarded. To me, being disregarded can be a form of bullying in a way, because you can't win someone's affection. You can't buy someone's affection. And sometimes you think that you can, but in the end, people are going to be who they are. And you need to be comfortable with who you are. And I think that exercise and running and conditioning and taking care of your body and focusing on that actually really, really helps quite a bit. It helps for your mental health. It has for me. It's changed everything for me. I used to be such an angry person. And I mean, God helps, but I used to be such an angry person. And that kind of all went away when I started working on myself, when I started exhausting myself. You sleep better, for goodness sake. Eating right makes the difference in so much too. Phytonutrients, all these animal products do weigh you down. I'm not a vegetarian. I mean, I would say that I'm like a pescatarian. I love fish and I like vegetables, but in general, I just try to eat what is nutritious. Right now, I can't eat crap. So consider yourself blessed and have a steak or something. I'm going to share out this live some more. So I might go in the dark on this end. It won't be on this end, but I'm going to share this live out some more because we've been on for a little bit of time. And I think that needs to be done.
I think somebody sent a comment in your Zoom. You should check that out.
In my Zoom? I don't know how to do that. Hold up.
Click the chat.
I'm trying to, and it's not doing anything. You forgot you're with the emotionally, it's just not letting me do it. I don't know what's happening. I see it there. I see it there, but yeah.
All right. Well, she's looking at that. I just want to remind you all that this is Shellrae and the Ironman Mike, and we are going to be going live every single Thursday. We're going to be going for 1 hour, possibly over an hour. And we're going to be going live from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. till 8 o'clock, an hour and a half, depending on the topic. And we appreciate every one of you being here. Our goal is to not only rip all of you off your couch and get you out there exercising and training, and to work on health, mental health, depression, talk to you about cyberbullying, make recommendations, and we're here to help you with that. So with that said, Shellrae, how long do we want to go for?
We can go as long as you want, or we can end any time. I mean, we've been on for a good little bit for our first meeting. I think that there's a lot of lives that happen at this point, so I'm sure people are moving on to those D&D lives. They don't want to miss that.
Yes,
so that makes Clapper worthwhile. What can I say?
I think we should keep them at the edge of their seat and let them know what we have in store for them next week, and go ahead and do a wrap. You want to go ahead and do the wrap then?
Sure. So next week we will be coming back and we will be talking about the stigma, mental disorder, and everything and all the ins and outs of PTSD, both in veterans and in civilians. So our special guest is going to be none other than my husband, No Blue Falcons, Eric, Mr. Shell himself. So his wisdom is great. And he has a lot of insight too about overseas conflict and things like that. We won't get political, but he will give his experiences and his beliefs about PTSD and the struggles that he goes through. And I'll give a little bit about the struggles that I go through. And I don't know if Mike has anything or knows anyone who suffers from PTSD, but we are going to really delve into that. And I'm sure he's going to come up with some great statistics and information to give to us about PTSD and how to help out our PTSD friends.
Before we go, I just want to share with you two quick things. Our guest, if you or know someone with PTSD, I'm going to let you know right now, we're going to hit a button. You don't want to miss next week. It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk to those of you that have it and aren't a veteran versus those of you that are veterans and have PTSD. What is the difference? Like Shellrae said, we're going to get deep, knee deep in it, and I'm excited to do that. All right. And here we go. So our second thing I'm going to share with you before we end is our prize. Who are we going to give our first prize out to? Who is going to get it? Drum roll. What is our, let's see, I wrote it down. Oh, it's the hashtag is the other one. So we're going to have a giveaway. Let's see, we didn't set a criteria. So I guess we're just going to pick someone random. What do you think? Okay. So Shellrae and I are going to end the show, but we are going to deliberate behind the scenes, and we're going to pick one that reached out to us here in our chats, and we're going to see which one of you is going to get a prize. We're going to randomly draw. There is 94 members here. You know what? Let's just do it live right now. Let's go for it. Let me scroll. I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to randomly pick one. Do you want to do one or two?
Oh, that's up to you. I don't know what this prize is, so I'm feeling.
Okay, I know what the prize is. I know what the prize is.
Maybe I should type something real quick.
Oh, I have a better idea. Okay. Shellrae.
Yes.
You don't know who's on the list, right? Don't press the button. All right, you pick a number. There's 102 people in the room. Oh, people are joining now. Okay, there's 105 people. We're going to randomly pick one member here, and you're going to give me a number, and I'm going to go through. You don't know if I'm starting from the top or the bottom, and I'm going to pick that number, and that's going to be the prize winner. So pick a number.
14.
14. Okay, I'm going 14 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I lost track. 1, 2, 3. Val Schermahorn. Is there a Val Schermahorn, or is this a fake account? Val SCHERMERHORN. If you're actually in the room and actually a live person and not a robot, oh, they have no content.
I
Oh,
think you should count up comments from the bottom. Just count up comments, like the 14th comment from the bottom.
Okay.
Like who's
1,
here.
2,
That would be
3,
better.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yedlin, the Mist. Did I say it
Yeti
right?
in the mist.
Yedlin in the Mist. Number 14 is our first ever prize winner.
Yeti, Yeti, Yeti. That is Song Parrot's husband.
Prize.
So yes.
Let me
Hello.
write it down.
Woohoo! Now what's he
Yet,
get? What is
he says-
Yeti in the mist getting?
So YET.
It's Yeti in the mist.
So YETIL. Yedlin.
It's Yeti, like the
Oh,
Sasquatch
Yeti.
Yeti in the mist.
In the Mist. I actually met this person. Okay, Yeti in the Mist, you are our grand prize. And so what I'm going to do is follow you back and let's you and I meet up. Well, I'm not going to share, but we'll need to get your address. We're going to mail you something. And it's going to be a surprise in the mail. You won't know what it is until you open it. And we'd like you to create a video. Create a video when you open it up and share it on the live. There we go. And then hashtag health matters.
Yep, hashtag health matters. I'll be checking out that hashtag and I'll be counting up
All
the
right.
videos and whoever has the most on by May 1st. So probably was it April 30th? I'll be scrolling through and then May the 1st, it'll be announced.
Yeah.
Who will win the Juice Plus.
So this is a custom gift. So it takes a week to make it, and then it's gonna probably take another week to get shipped to you. So you can expect it between 2 to 3 weeks from today. And I'm gonna get with our sponsor and we're gonna do a special one item for you, and you're gonna like it. And it's gonna be really fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing your video of you clapping it back. So
This
there we
is
go.
so exciting. And thank you, Song Parrot. Thank you for everybody who has contributed tonight. And Song Parrot, I did see your order. Thank you for ordering from Saluting Our Service Women Jewelry. And that you are going to have a surprise in there with you for your kindness of the order, because keeping our homeless veterans with the things they need is so close to my heart. And to continue doing it isn't free. And it takes a little help from everybody. And I appreciate that. Buying from my store is one of the things, anybody who gives any coin here, it goes directly to that. And anybody who feels that they would like to donate to Mission 22, there's a link right in my bio as well for that. So yeah, that's what we got tonight. And I think that this was a great start.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to go and end it in a few minutes, but I see a question from Yeti in the Mist. What is your question? Nice to meet you as well, Lori. If you have a question related to the prize, reach out to me directly. Matter of fact, the person who's going to be making your gift, don't say anything, because that person knows that they're in the room here. Don't say anything. But I'm going to get with the maker of a custom gift that is coming to you and get details. But once it's completed, I'll need your details so we can get it shipped to you.
Yes. And I need that person to DM me as well, because I might need to see some things or ask about a certain thing as well. And I don't want to give away what it might be. So
I already have a surprise coming to you. So you can talk to that person, but I got a surprise coming to you already.
All right.
I got you. I got you.
Thank you, Yeti.
Thank you, Yeti.
I hope that the Coca-Cola. Hey, that's a clear liquid, although I don't drink soda, but nice. I appreciate that so very much. So very much.
All right. Well, I want to thank our sponsors. I also, real quick, before I thank all of our sponsors, I want to thank all of you. Today, we got up to 147 members who viewed us all at one time. We appreciate every single one of you that joined us today for our very first show. And I'm just pleased and tickled pink, actually a little brown technically.
I know. I
that
see. I'm darker than I look here. This ring light makes me look almost white when
like
Italians
orange or
are very,
something,
very
yeah.
dark. I'm dark as you, or worse. Like I fake it till I make it right.
A real quick shameless plug. I have the Ironman mic hats, I have shirts, and I have other things that you can get it on if you'd like to get it. I have a new website that's being built. Hopefully that'll be built soon. And a
Is
portion
there a
of
place to
every
send questions after the show? Is it regarding the content of the show or regarding a question about your prize? Because if it's about your prize,
want to ask
send it to
during the show.
Mike. If it's in general, you can send it to either of us.
Yeah, DM either
Yeah.
one of us, and I will
Content, yeah,
provide an
yeah.
email. I will provide an email for those of you that want to send email type stuff. Anybody interested in being a guest in the future, please reach out to me so I can coordinate you on our guest list. And I appreciate every one of you being here. And for our sponsors, once again, EHS Planning, like planning a wedding.com is our sponsor for tonight. And then next week, we're going to be revealing a special new sponsor that's going to be joining us. So we're excited to have this company join us. And man, we're just really excited. And also, we're going to be sharing with you some additional fun things that, oh, I can't wait to share. I can't tell you yet, but I just got the hook in there, right? What is it? Stay tuned next week on Thursday. What is it? The first, right? I'm already losing track of the date.
31st?
31st. Yeah, so next Thursday. What date is
Yes,
next
I have a
Thursday?
busy day that day. I always have a busy day on Thursdays.
Yes, the 31st. So 1 week from today, we'll be back with some more action and a special guest, veteran, and some more cool prizes for you. So join us. And thank you for letting us help you and being part of your life. Our goal is to rip 100,000 of you off your couches and get you out there and getting healthy.
Yes,
Love
and
you all.
remember, hashtag health matters. I'll be looking for your videos.
Absolutely. And here we go.
So have a great night.
All right. Did
And
it work?
Let's see, I'm going to drop you down from video. I'm all alone on Clapper now. And I don't know if you want to, when you
All
stop.
right. Oh, let me shut off the recording here.